I'm Pavel Táborský, and I will be talking about how did we, in my area of operations, fixed people from getting granted administrative access to databases that they essentially, I think, they didn't need or didn't want to anyway. So for an agenda, I will talk a little bit about myself, of course. The next one is what is the actual problem that we try to solve with all of this. The process evolution here, how did we approach the problem, and what was the solution to it. Very little about the implementation itself. This is really nothing so groundbreaking. How did we implement it? And really simple tools, talking to each other, very easy, not too complicated. We had a little bit of a light bulb there. I will be talking about that too. This is the fun part of the presentation. So yeah. I have a demo that does not rely on the internet. Supposedly the internets here are not too shabby nowadays. And I'll have a space for questions. And although I do have only about 25 slides, if you stay till the end, I have some swag to hand out as part of a little bit of a quiz. So that's that. Let's get right to it. I am you could find me on LinkedIn, so if you're bored by my talking here, you can just swipe out your phone and get my LinkedIn right away. But in any case, I graduated electronic computer systems more than 2 decades ago, which is what we used to call computer science back then. I went to make money as a cell network commissioning engineer. That was really nice job, actually. That's where they decided they don't know what to do about me, so they put me in the network management center, and I was actually, running their backend systems on Solaris, and that's where my Unix admin career started. Actually, that's more than 2 decades ago as well. I was so good that they kept promoting me until I got into a frontline operations management, which is where I am right now, and I work for MSD as managed database product owner. That's my professional credits for this. I wear other hats. I am a paramedic. I am a volunteer firefighter. I am a dad, salty sailor lately, and that's that. Let's go on then. So the problem. I manage a lot of databases for a multi-billion-dollar corporation, thousands in fact. And so there are people from the application support teams coming to me say, hey, I need an administrative access to the database so that I can do something for my database. I'm sure that some of you may have faced this eventually. This is specifically geared towards MS SQL databases. I don't know, nobody's really asking for administrative access on my Oracle databases. That's really weird. I have faced justifications in the extent of, hey, I need an access, please provide it. Literally, this was one of my pet peeves here. And my team actually approved that request at points. Yeah. The extent of this problem is that's hundreds of requests a year, so it's not too bad. But the human effort that goes into the approval and review is actually quite significant in the hundreds of man-hours a year. And then, why this is an issue. Human decisions are, inconsistent. That's about the consistency. When we started with this whole thing, we basically we took all the decisions made by my team and fed it into the AI to see how the AI would decide in the same circumstances. And the humans were able to make the decision correctly about 60% of time, whereas the AI under the same situation was able to make that decision about 95% correct. So that was that. We're slow, very slow in fact, in a matter of days slow. Whereas the automated systems are in minutes fast. We make a lot of mistakes, both in making those decisions as well as implementing the implementing the access. And we're forgetful. So the way the process originally works, that my team was actually granting it manually and also revoking the access manually. based on some reminders. And of course, you could figure out that they forgot sometimes. So this is the process. This is a rather busy slide, but in any case, if you look at that, somebody had to log a ticket, I want access, justify it. Somebody from my team had to pick it up, review it, make the decision, then pass it on to somebody else to actually grant it. Then the blue box, that person did the work themselves. Then somebody revoke it, and the tickets had to be updated. Very complicated, labor-intensive process on both the review and the implementation. And so we decided to significantly simplify the process and turn it into this. This is even busier one, but look at the colors. They are important, right? Don't really read those boxes. It's really not that important. I just took it over to make the point. But the green boxes are completely automated. No humans touch that. In about 95% of the cases, we don't do anything. The system handles that automatically. The red boxes that stayed are the corner cases where the automation did not work for some reason. Our Ansible did not have access to the database or something like that. So yeah, it's a simplified process, obviously. So how did we implement this? We have our users. They talk to our front-end portal, which is built on Oracle Apex. Oracle Apex is a low-code environment from Oracle. We chose this because we have licenses for this already. We have very extensive support from Oracle for the front-end, but can be replaced by things like Backstage from Spotify, for example, or any other thing. This is not super proprietary thing. The front-end actually talks to our ServiceNow instance because it pulls the incident or change data as well as CMDB information into the front end where the users are doing their typey, and they, on the fly, the information is validated on the front end. Then the Apex, constructs a AI context that we pass on to our private instance of GPT. GPT crunches the data, makes the decision, and returns the decision back to our front-end portal, who in turn, triggers AAP playbook, and that grants the access to the database. There is another, of course, at the same time when we trigger the original, grant, we also schedule the revocation in the AAP. So that is. We already handled that problem where people were forgetting to remove the access at the end of the process. This is a very simplified slide about the context. The context obviously is about 2 pages long. We don't train the model. We just tell it what to do in the form of context, and that's it. Nothing more than that. So simplified things that we put in there. Reject by default, which should have been the first thing done with the humans anyway. We just didn't do that by default when humans were involved. We pass the GPT our configuration details of the asset where the access should be granted. We give it the contents of the tickets that the requester actually used to justify the access. That might be change or incident. And can database admin do it? If so, then you should reject it. We do have a list of activities where we are not so strict on granting the access. There are some specific application deployment scenarios that we know of needs to have admin access to so we simplify the whole thing. We fast track them. We also have a list of things that the AI will straight on reject the access. That's, for example, things like schema creation. Of course, we pass the start and end times because it checks against, for example, if you have a scheduled work in the change, it will check against that if that matches in somewhat reasonable fashion. And this turned out to be the issue. If rejected, explain why you are rejected in 2 sentences. So why this was an issue? We had an aha moment there. We had one guy came in and registered in a rapid fire sequence 7 different requests to get access. Now, can you give me a show of hands? If you think that the guy actually, who thinks that the guy actually got the access at the end of this triggering session? Okay. Just one? Okay. Very Very, very good confidence in our AI, actually. More than I expected. So let's swipe through this, right? So he came up with the justification: I need data capture from particle units, no impact, provide access, right? Nope, your ticket has a different configuration item. So he went on, he updated the configuration item in the incident ticket, I believe that was back then, and says, well, I need access to the SQL DB for verify particular counters data. He didn't change much in this. No impact, provide access. This is a simple data verification and can be performed by DB admin, and so no, you're not getting it here. We're going on, right? So he updated his justification, modified the ticket a little bit, need access to verify SQL data, and there's no impact, of course, it's data verification. Why? Your ticket does not have sufficient detailed description and justification to get the access. No, you're not getting there. 4 more. It was very persistent, actually. I need access to verify data points, no impact. Now he kind of getting triggered, right? Insufficient justification, sorry, you're not getting your access here. On, data verification, no impact, no additional info, I'm sorry. Still, not clearly detailed, lacks sufficient context and justification was the response from the AI there. Next one was data verification, SQL database access with sysadmin credentials. There's no impact and need sysadmin to verify SQL database with sysadmin credentials. This thing did not get full easy. Access for data verification, which does not warrant full sysadmin privileges. Pretty fair response, I think. Now, the last one. So a little bit of a triggering, and he said, I want to troubleshoot missing data from the report. And I think that was the thing. We did not really had enough data from the AI to actually trigger it, but he got the access at the end of the day, so very well, sir. This is a valid incident ticket related to the SQL database access, so he clearly, described what in the ticket what he wanted, and essentially for the operational environment or something like that. That was like clearly a little bit of a thing to put in there. In any case, so we do have a governance data that comes with this, and this is one of the first ones that came up, and we were like, hey, what the heck is going on here? And so we clearly need to update the AI context here, right? Now, you're going to be laughing, but that was the first time we were doing something with AI at all, so some of the things are, thank you, Captain Obvious, but yeah. So we took the governance data that we had and included them in the context at the beginning of the request to the AI. We basically gave last 24 hours of requests and we pass it on just for the heck of it. We also include the decision that was previously made by the AI, as well as a review decision of my team, whether the AI decision was correct or not in the previous tense. That takes precedence over the previous AI decisions, just in case that was incorrect. And we put in some guardrails, of course, at the end of it, because we didn't know we should at the beginning. And slightly unrelated, for security implications, we have updated the whole front end so that we are only allowing people that are related to the database through our CMDB link to request access, in fact, so that's I cannot access anything unrelated to my job. So that was that. I have a little bit of a demo. That's a video recorded, so let's see if that works out. So this is a screen grab from our development instance of the front end, hence the admin section button, so you can ignore that. Normally, people don't get it there. Let's see. So this was me actually requesting access to some random development database. So it said, hey, I am testing a new application deployment. I might corrupt the database. This is development. Please grant the access. And see if this is going to play the video. Oh, yeah, it works. So yeah, I will request it. Yes, I want to request the thing. And it thinks for a little bit and says, yes, that's scheduled. At this point, this is scheduled for execution in Ansible. And goes on. Since this is development, we give people like 5 days to play with the database, and then we automatically revoke. Of course, you can schedule the execution as well. So my next one is to reject the access. This was, again, me asking for access for my very own database in the system. And so I said, like, I need a database to play bit for a bit. So I expect no impact. Just let me play. I want it now. And request it. Yes, I want to request the thing. And it thinks a little bit. Now, this is interesting response from the AI because we, already feeding the previous responses, to that. So that's like specific details. But previous requests by the same user on the same day did not meet criteria for approval. I was actually recording this video for like 6 times before it worked out for me. So that's why this said like, hey, you did not get access already previously. So how about we not give it to you again? So yeah, that's that. By the way, this deck, is about AI. So I used AI to enhance it, and now you can have fun looking at the images. If you have some questions, I am here to answer them. No questions? Sure. Isn't there a chance that users will get used to use the justifications which are more likely to be improved? So they will be using one sentence which they know will grant access. They potentially. So the question is, if we are not teaching our users to like fool the AI in the first place, right? They could potentially get trained to phrase the request the way the AI would approve it. But then again, we do have the governance information so that we can correct later on. And second of all, we're not that concerned about that. This is, for us, this is more of a audit compliance situation more than a security issue. Because like, as I said at the beginning, we're only allowing people who do have a right to have access in the first place into those. So these are typically application support people who need access to their database. So if they screw the database up, they will need to fix the database themselves as well. So, this is like not an issue. We're more looking at how properly documented the access is so that we have some audit trail on what they are actually doing. So does that satisfy your question? No more questions? All right. I am really fast on this one. I did not expect that. But we should have a little bit more fun on the quiz. So let's hope the internet's going to play around. If you guys want to go, I do have a Kahoot here. So let's see if it works out. It should give us a QR code to, yeah, here you go. So if you want to, since there is not too many people, your chances to win are pretty good. So let's go for it. Log in. These are actually questions coming out of our, yes, sir. You think I can make it bigger? I'll try, sure. All right, how do I, okay, here we go. Oh, that's. I can actually do it full screen, so maybe that's going to help a little bit. All right, so I took the actual requests from our governance systems and loaded them as a justification into the Kahoot. So you have a chance to judge like if the users got access based on their justification or not. And so that's that. Shall I give you a little bit more time, guys? Oh, okay. Everyone ready? All right. No, actually, some more people are joining. Okay, let's go for it then. So get ready. All right. The first question is just to make sure it works. So choose your luck. How come we have like 17 people saying it's not working? 18. What the heck? All right, that works fine. Cool. So everyone ready? Good. So first justification that came through. Scoreboard. There were no points. Data migration from old server to new server as a part of a project setup. Did the guy got access or not? Yeah or nay? Maybe 20 seconds is too much, apparently. Okay. No, he did not. No was a correct answer here. So let's go for the next one. I'll show you the scoreboard later. It's going to be fun. Database is currently being commissioned by the vendor and requires additional configuration scripts to run. Yes or no? This is just a strike of luck. I don't remember those answers myself, so. Correct answer, he did not get access. I am really disappointed by you guys having so much confidence, or so little confidence, in fact, in our AI implementation. So somebody who calls themselves K is in the lead. Not too bad. Let's go for the next one. To perform data restore from the application servers. Yes or no? You're really quick. I should shorten the time here. Yes, he got. Like, now I see a change in the pattern of like your answers guy here, so that's. All right. Whoever's Český DJ, congratulations, sir. You're in the lead. 3 more. Support database not possible with DB owner account. I think there are 3 more people who can answer now, so. Oh. I like to see that. This is great. You're getting better. I had a faith in Český DJ, but all right. So creating a DB. This should be easy by now. Yes, thank you guys. You're getting better. All right, and the last one, actually, let's see who's in the lead. Yeah, very well. So let's go for it. Backup tool database installation. That should be easy. But this is a misleading question. Oh, why waits? Okay. So the correct question is that the person got it. So in any case, here's the podium. So shadow number 3, congratulations, Eric, and Ansa, whoever that is. So guys, come over. I'm gonna hand you out my, the little bit of a swag that we got. And yeah, I mean, like, this is not super duper, but if you feel like working with the cool people like I am, like, here you can apply. Anyhow, like, the swag is here to collect, and thank you for your attention and coming by. Thank you for having me.